Hey guys, it's Teaksy here. Welcome back to the channel, and in today's video guys, I'm going to be talking about the game mode Demolition in Call of Duty, my all-time favourite game mode. Now, Demolition, unfortunately, in Call of Duty definitely feels in some ways like a little bit of a forgotten game mode, right? It was first introduced back in 2009 on Modern Warfare 2 and was in the franchise for 4 years solid across Modern Warfare 2, Black Ops 1, Modern Warfare 3 and Black Ops 2, and then as we came around to Call of Duty Ghosts, the game mode was removed and we didn't see it return until Black Ops 3. It was also in Infinite Warfare, and in more recent times we've only seen it in Modern Warfare 2019 and Black Ops Cold War, but in both of those games it was added in at a later date, and I do believe that in Modern Warfare 2019 it's been completely removed. I could be wrong, but I remember talking about it with somebody in the comment section of a video quite some time ago. I've not played the game in ages, but I'm pretty sure it's been removed from Modern Warfare 19, but it's still going strong in Black Ops Cold War. Now, the game mode is probably most well known for spawn killing and specifically spawn trapping. I think it's what made the game mode so iconic, made the game mode so special, but on the flip side, probably what ruins the game mode at the same time, if that makes sense. I mean, you know, nobody wants to be on the receiving end of a spawn trap, right? If I think back to some of the big ones from back in the day, you had like, was it like Favela on Modern Warfare 2, people just sitting there with Spaz 12s, the infamous Havana spawn trap on Black Ops 1 with the knife dropping like 501 kills. Literally, you might as well not spawn in, right? You just might as well just put your controller down because there's literally nothing you can do. Whereas on the other side, we've all probably been on the other side of it as well, when you spawn trap in, and you know, it used to be a lot of fun, right? You know, when I look back, I used to play in teams of 4, 5, 6, Black Ops 1 all the time, and it was a lot of fun, but I feel like I don't get the same kind of enjoyment from that now. Like when I play on Black Ops Cold War, it's been some of the most fun I've ever had in Demolition, but normally I'm playing as like a solo or a duo, and of course you can still spawn kill and get in the spawns, but it's not quite as ridiculous. I just feel like when you're just aiming down your sights, it used to be fun, it was iconic at one moment, but for me it doesn't quite have that same effect now. Now I think the frustrating thing is that Demolition can be such a competitive game mode, right? It can be so back and forth, with obviously both bombs having to be planted or defended, you know, and they just constantly getting planted, defused, you know, one bomb blows up, you get a time extension, and it can just be so back and forth, and you can get so many crazy high kill gameplays, and it's just frustrating that I guess in some ways maybe one of the reasons we don't see it so much is because of the spawns. I mean, I appreciate that not everybody plays OBJ, right? Myself included, I can be really bad for it. I kind of play it when I need to, if it's going to kind of benefit me or the team. But for me, this game mode is so important, and I kind of want to see it back on a more regular basis. I want to see it become a staple in the franchise again, right? So they've definitely tried some different things. I think Modern Warfare 3 and Modern Warfare 2019, they kind of tried some different things with the spawns, but I think one of the things with Demolition is the game mode doesn't really work if the spawns keep flipping. Like when you're planting and defusing, you know, it's okay to get control of the other side of the map, but to just spawn flip and be able to approach the bomb from a different side, it just doesn't really work. It just doesn't make the mode just doesn't flow right when the spawns keep flipping. So you've got to have the set spawns in there. Now I feel like one of the big things is they used to say that Demolition had died out, right? People had just got bored of being trapped by 6-man teams, but ever since it was added to Cold War back in, I think 2021, probably, I think it was like season 5, the game mode's always been playable. It's always very easy to find lobbies quite quickly, and even so in 2024, right, even now you can still load into Demolition quite quickly. So even with being able to spawn kill and spawn trap like you can in Black Ops Cold War, people are still playing the game mode, and I think that it's a game mode that has a lot of potential. It's just doing the right things moving forward to try and prevent, you know, kind of what ruins it. So I think the biggest thing is obviously when you come up against a 6-man team that is spawn trapping, the best thing you can do to start with is just back out and find another lobby. Now I know that can be frustrating, and sometimes, you know, you back out and then it puts you back in there again, and it can take a little while to maybe find a new lobby. But you know, for me, I think one of the reasons why it's worked so well on Cold War is, one, not every map, but a lot of the maps, there's quite a large area where you can spawn, so it can be a little bit harder to lock the spawns down. But I think a big one is no tactical insurgents, right? Because that was the big thing back in the day. you know, you'd literally be getting spawn trapped, and if you did manage to get a kill on somebody, they just spawn right back in on their tactical insurgent, which is most likely in your spawn, and get straight back to killing you. Whereas in Cold War, at least if you get 1 or 2 kills, you can break out of that spawn trap and get a bit of map control back. Now, don't get me wrong, you'll end up getting put back there again if you're playing against a 6-man team. It won't take them long to put you back there, but it feels like without tactical insurgents, it did like add that element to it where you can kind of break out from time to time. You know, eventually you will just get overloaded with kill streaks and stuff, and there's not really too much you can do. So it's still a problem to play against a 6-man team, but I think tactical insurgents not being there is a huge thing. There is some form of spawn protection in Cold War. I don't think spawn protection is the answer, if I'm being honest. I mean, you can still kill people with your guns in certain streets, but it's not like you can hover over the spawn with like a veto escort like you could in Black Ops 1. You just get a gunship and just hover over the spawn. You just absolutely battering people as they spawn in, and in my opinion, that needs to come back. Spawn protection is one of the worst things I've ever seen in COD, but I do appreciate, to make Demolition work, they maybe need to look at doing a couple of things. But like I say, some of the most fun I've ever had in Cold War. The other thing I thought they could do is possibly introduce a party cap when you're playing the game mode Demolition. I mean, on Cold War, more often than not, I don't come up against anything more than 3 or 4-man teams, and when there's 3 or 4 of you without tactical insurgents, it can be very difficult to lock down the spawns, right? I think the only time I've seen the spawns proper locked in on Cold War is against a 6-man team. So I think if maybe they introduced a party cap, that could help. I appreciate that maybe some people want to play with their friends, but I feel like more often than not, 6-man spawn trap teams in Demolition are just people that have met online that like spawn killing, right? I think more often than not, it's not maybe close friends. I'm not saying that not everyone's friends, but yeah, I think it's one of those things. I don't know if it's just me, but I just don't think anything comes close to Demolition, right? You know, it's just such a back and forth game mode. We have so many modes these days as well that are quite similar. I mean, you've got Team Deathmatch and Kill Confirmed, where they're kind of different, but they're technically just Team Deathmatch. You've got Headquarters and Hardpoint that are different in their own way, but you're still technically doing the same thing. And I just feel like Demolition's got so much life left in it, and I just think with some little tweaks, it's a game mode that could come back to COD full time. It's definitely a game mode, as proven on Cold War, that is still popular, right? It's still working 3 years after it was added into the game. You know, the game's 3.5 years old. People are still playing Demolition. And I just think, obviously, the game mode's still popular. And I just think if they made these little tweaks, maybe a party cap, keep tactical insurgents out of the game, I think that Demolition has got, you know, huge potential. And I feel like we need as many modes in Call of Duty as we can, because from time to time, it really does feel like there's not that much variety in COD anymore. But they're my thoughts, guys. I'd love to hear what you think. If you have enjoyed today's video, please do hit the like button down below and drop your thoughts down in the comment section. If you're brand new around here and want to find your way back for more, please do consider subscribing to the channel. And as always, guys, I hope everyone's a great day, and I'll catch you all in the next one.